All right, hey VC, how you doing? My name is Jamie. Again, welcome back and Happy New Year. And as you can see, the tree behind me is gone. Certainly, my wife, I think, had enough of the tree. It had been kind of shedding its needles a little bit too much, and pretty much the kids are gone after the holidays, and so she was like, "It's time for the tree to go." So we're waiting, of course, now for the tree to get picked up with our local tree pickup service, that sort of thing. So it will be turned into mulch, at least. Okay, so I thought I'd feature some recent thrift store vinyl pickups. Got some Canadian content to start off this one. This is the Irish Rovers and their album, The Unicorn. Now, you likely have heard the song of The Unicorn. It was actually a Shel Silverstein written song. Despite their name, the Irish Rovers were a Canadian band. And this album actually dates back, I think, to 1967, although the copyright on this says 1973, because I think this was a later pressing. I think this initially came out on the Decca label, and this was a MCA pressing that came out in the early 70s, but I've always enjoyed the cover. The Unicorn is just one of those lovely sort of children's type songs that you cannot help but sing along to. And the Irish Rovers certainly had hits in Canada. They later shortened their name simply to the Rovers and had a big hit with Wasn't That a Party? They also had the Christmas hit Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, their cover of the Elmo and Patsy song. So yeah, the Unicorn. This one's also got Black Velvet Band, a lot of, your Irish favorites on here. And yeah, I picked this up at a local thrift store and plays really well. I was really happy with it. I remember watching their TV show too when I was a kid. That was, I think, filmed in BC, and it was set in a pub, and everybody just kind of drinking away, having a good time, and then they would perform songs through the show, but on the MCA label. But the Irish Rovers. And the Unicorn is just one of those songs you cannot help but sing along to. Even if you don't like the song, you're going to be singing along to it. Okay, pick this up at Goodwill. Roy Orbison and the all-time greatest hits of Roy Orbison double album. And this is Monument Records, and this was released through CBS. And this features all the classic Roy Orbison stuff. Of course, his Monument record days contains all his big hits. He then switched to, was it MGM? And then the hits kind of dried up, which certainly happened when they would go from one smaller label to bigger labels. Sometimes the hits would dry up. It just wouldn't work out quite that way. But yeah, double album. And and I think this was released, 1972. So this was their wild, funky, it is, jacket there. But yeah, I think you should be able to see all the hits there. But Roy Orbison, what a singer. Absolutely amazing talent. Operatic voice. Just incredible. And this certainly has been released on CD. I don't have seen the cover, but this again plays great. And yeah, on the Monument label. Yeah, this plays really well. And just so many great songs. Running Scared. Oh. Only the Lonely. In Dreams. Love Hurts. Blue Bayou. Oh Pretty Woman. Mean Woman Blues. Oh, so wonderful. Okay, now this is an album I have actually shown before, so this is my second copy of it. But this is the earlier, more original pressing, talking about Manfred Mann's Earth Band and The Roaring Silence. I picked this album up just previously, again used, but the version I picked up was a pressing from a year later, from 1977, that included an extra track on the album. So this is the original pressing, and this is the 7-track album. And in the later pressing, it's got the information of the extra track up here, and then it's in sort of a blue color. So this is certainly the original. This is a Canadian pressing, but this is at least a early edition, more the sort of flesh tone, if you will. But again, plays great, and just really enjoy this album. It's got such proggy sounds to it. And certainly their rendition of Bruce Springsteen's Blinded by the Light, when you get the full album version, is always just a pleasure to listen to. And this was released on the Bronze Records label, and then manufactured and distributed through Warner in Canada at least. But yeah, with the classic palm trees, but then you get that sort of bronze label thing on going on there. Okay. So yeah, really nice album. And picked up a Motown album at Goodwill, and was absolutely thrilled to get Four Tops Anthology 3-album set. And you've likely seen these anthology series that Motown put out. Sometimes double albums, sometimes 3 albums. I don't know if any of these were single album releases, but this is a 3-album set, certainly for the Four Tops. And let's see if I'll take it out of the sleeve here for you. And man, does this give you everything. But these anthology series are really nice packages, and they just give you a bang for your buck, if you will, in terms of lots of great music. You know, all the Four Top hits are here on Motown. And I do love the way the package opens up here for a 3-record set. That and that. Very nice. And then the albums, of course, are in here, and then they slip out here as well, and then here. And so we've got and these are in the classic Motown label. So yeah, really nice set overall. And again, plays great. Absolutely great. Because sometimes, again, with thrift store or what have you, some of the records are a little worn, and you just never know how they're going to play. And so there you go. And then the 3rd album is in here. Okay, of course now it's the tricky part of getting them all back in. And hope everybody had a wonderful New Year's Eve, and thank you so much for all the comments on what you played for New Year's Eve. It sounds like some of you had some great vinyl lineups for New Year's Eve. I'd asked, because I'd mentioned I played things like Santana and Traffic through New Year's. I also played Toto's first album for whatever reason, but it sounded good. But some of you played some great lineups. I think it was Joel who's playing kind of a Canadian classic lineup. And yeah, some really good lineups of music on vinyl through New Year's Eve. Also, I picked up some CDs while I was at thrift stores and Goodwills, because it's interesting. You can really get some good CDs for very cheap prices. This one, The Sounds of the '80s. Remember the Time Life series? So this is Sounds of the '80s, the early '80s, and 18 tracks on here, and they fill it up quite nicely. With some early '80s stuff. And the Time Life ones always do give you at least some nice liner notes in the booklet. This one kind of folds out like this. So you get that. And then sort of this information here. But yeah, the Time Life, I remember them being quite pricey at the time, these Time Life CDs series that they came out, but they were quite good in terms of filling it up with music and lots of information inside. So there's that. Pearl Jam, live on 2 legs. I wasn't even familiar with this particular album. Haven't had a chance to listen to it yet. It's just a single CD, but they fill it up with a lot of music. And Pearl Jam very back in the news with touring and whatnot. And I don't know if it's confirmed that they're going to be playing Woodstock 2019 for this year. That's a rumor. Them and the Foo Fighters, I think, possibly have been signed to Michael Lang, who's going to be doing like a Woodstock thing again for this year. Reportedly, they're going to be playing, but I don't know if that is confirmed. But there's no booklet or anything like that with regards to this, unless it was included just here, like just on top. But Yeah, I didn't even know about that album in particular. And something local, we've got the Festival City Big Band. They're a local Stratford area band that play big band music, and this is a well-recorded CD. And certainly they've seen them play a number of times. Great band. A lot of members in this band too. Good group. And finally, Barry White. Not familiar with this album, but if it's Barry White, I'm going to pick it up. The Icon is Love. And certainly Barry White and Icon. And there's the track listing for you on the back. Yeah, so some recent thrift store and some Goodwill finds, and so hope everybody's well, and we'll chat again very soon, so do take care. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.